Way, Pastor Sholanda.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody. Welcome to Christian Networking Entrepreneurs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. CNE is a Christian networking based program where Pastor Teresa, who is the actual host, she encourages or she brings in young entrepreneurs, small businesses. Her and her husband, Apostle Gregory McCurry, are doing a great work. This is an extension of their ministry with New Beginnings Church. I am going to be your guest host, Pastor Sholanda Johnson. I am the owner of Glitz and Glam Design Company, where we do custom, customized designs for any and everything. I'm all about the bling. So on today, our special guest is Pastor Sharina George.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about this conversation that we're going to have, Pastor Sholanda. I'm so excited. Thank you again, Pastor Teresa McCurry, for having me on today.
Great.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Pastor Sholanda.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yes.
Okay, just a little bit of pause there. Hey, everybody. So I'm Sharina George, and I am CEO, Director, Chief Designer for Excellence Marketing. I am here in my office right now. I've been designing and marketing and branding for companies for over 10 years now. And our company pretty much focuses on bringing your vision to life. Many times people have a mental perception of what it is that they want, but really don't know how to get that out, what that looks like tangibly in our hands. So our particular company, we're the middleman in the middle, helping you to, for your vision to come to life, to bring life to your vision. So we've been doing that a little over 10 years now. We've recently launched into our physical location, and we are moving forward full speed ahead.
Oh, great. So we want to talk about how important it is to market your business. One thing that we discussed a little bit earlier is the difference between the marketing and the branding. I think sometimes we kind of think that they're one and the same.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love that you said that, Pastor Sholanda, because there truly is a difference, you guys. To brand is to take a particular product, or organization, or a company, and to make it distinctive, to create a logo. What colors is your logo or your brand going to convey? What is your target market audience that you're trying to target to? Because with branding, it's all about how it looks and the way that it makes people feel. Okay. Now, when it comes to marketing, it's how do I take the brand that I've created and get that in front of the audience? How do I do that through commercials? Do I do that through commercials? Do I do that through commercials? Do I do that through postcards, business mailings? Do I purchase a Super Bowl commercial because I just want to get in front of millions of people? So to market is to literally take the product, the brand, or the organization, and to strategically place that in front of your target audience. So your brand is your identity, who you are, what you're selling, what you're doing. But then to market is the idea of placing that brand in front of your target audience strategically.
Wow. Okay, so you say you've been in business for 10 years. Can you tell us a little bit about that journey and how your marketing has impacted your business?
Yes, very, very interesting journey. I'll give you guys the shortened version of that. I was not a designer, so I thought I did not know anything about branding. It wasn't something that ran in the family line. My mom didn't brand, my dad didn't advertise or anything like that. I decided that I wanted to do a Christian magazine. It was called Excellence Magazine.
Yes,
it was over 8 years ago.
Yes.
Oh, yes. This magazine looked a hot mess, but I had the zeal and I had the desire and the passion to want to do it. So I sat in front of my computer. I pulled up Publisher. That's all I knew. Publisher, Microsoft Word. Yes. And I designed the cover. I got different people to be on the front, different businesses to be inside. And I was just going forward until I received a phone call that gave me a dose of reality. They say, you're doing a magazine that's called Excellence Magazine. Unfortunately, this magazine is not excellent. You have typos in here, your color descriptions are off, it's too heavy. You're using dark black and dark purple and dark. And so needless to say, I stopped what I was doing. And so that can be a tip for you guys who are watching, that if someone has some good corrective criticism regarding your business, your organization, or the way things look, take that into consideration. So I stopped what I was doing, and literally I went to school. I went to Lakeland Community College. I said, I've got to, if I really want to design and I really want to brand and I really want to take this to the next level, let me stop what I'm doing and get some education, behind what I'm doing. And that's where I learned Adobe, and that's where I learned animation, and that's where I learned how my business was going to go to the next level. So for you guys out there who may not be familiar with branding or marketing, it's all right to take a pause and to have a little bit of education in that area. So for fast forward 10 years later, I kept on I was doing it part-time as well as working a full-time job. I do it in the evening and work during the day. And I heard something very powerful that Bishop Jake said during one of his messages. And he said, what would happen if you threw your entire self into something? Like a lot of you have thrown 30% at it and got some results. You've thrown 60% at it, and it seems to kind of be working. But what if you put 100% in? Literally last year prior to COVID, my husband and I, we just decided we were going to put our full self into the business. We were going to get a physical location where we can have consultation. We were going to put a flat screen on the wall. We were really going to give it everything we got. So that's the gist of our 10-year journey. Right now, you are looking at me giving it everything I got.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. So yeah, we definitely kind of like seeing you go progression and go from one stage to the next. So let's talk about a little bit about how important it is to market your business. You gave us so many great nuggets, like you went back and you honed in on your craft. That's just, I think it's an excellent point. You honed in and you got the education that you needed. You kind of stepped out on faith. And as a small business owner, how important is it to market your business?
Listen, you guys, it's very, very, very important to market your business, because what is a business if it's not marketed, right? It's just an item. It's just an idea until you present it before people, right? So you guys out there that have this awesome, amazing business, you have a product, you have a ministry, maybe you've come out with a new CD, all of those things are good. But until you place them before people, they just sit as an idea. They just sit as a brand. And so what you've got to do is you've got to figure out, what does this brand look like? Excellence marketing. Who are we? You've got to identify that first before you can market anything, because in your marketing is not going to be as strategic if you aren't confident and really sold out on who you are.
So I got a question. You said, how do you identify where your market is? Like, how do you kind of come up with that demographic?
So the way that you come up with that demographic is a couple of things. You can look on Google and look at what's already in this market. If you are doing hair, for example, and you are in the Cleveland Heights area, what other hair salons are by me? Because if 10 other hair salons are in the area, this may not be the area for me due to competition, or this may be the area for me because those who want to get their hair done are already here. So the way that you identify that market is, who needs my product, right? So for me, excellence marketing, I don't need to necessarily market to the consumer, the person who's going to buy from Glitz and Glam. That's not necessarily my market audience. The person who's going to buy from Little Caesars and walk in Walmart and shop, that's not my, particular target audience. I need the person who is starting the business like Pastor Sholanda. I need the person who's
Yes.
doing the radio show that I can do flyers for. I need the person who has the car dealership who needs advertisement for that car and flyers and signs to be hanging around, that college campus that needs decals on their doors.
Mhm.
So identifying your particular market is who needs my service? Who's in need
I
of my service?
think that was a excellent example because, like you said, I don't market to the business. I don't market necessarily to the church. I market to the individual.
Yes.
So, although sometimes it might seem like we could do some of the same things, our target audience is completely different. So, I think you made an excellent point as to finding out who is your target audience. So, after I found my target audience, okay,
Mhm.
what do I do now? Now I got my branding together, my stuff looking really good. Now I need to go ahead and go a little bit further. So I know my target audience. Now, how do I capture them through marketing? How do I get noticed by that audience?
So what needs to happen next, because there's nothing new under the sun, right, Pastor Sholanda?
Right.
There are several people who are going to be doing exactly what you're doing. Sometimes it's going
Yes.
to look so similar, it looks like we copied each other, but we didn't. So how do I differentiate my marketing company from the thousands of marketing companies out there, right? How do I differentiate glitz and glam from the glitz, glam, and how do I
Right.
identify, the fact that I'm going to give you the service? So number one, you've got to deliver on the goods. So when I
Yes.
get a mug from Glitz and Glam, I don't have jewels falling off. I don't have crazy things going on. She packaged it very well. The timing in which it came, if there was a delay due to COVID, the owner of the business relayed that to me. So the service and the quality that you provide will cause your company to stand out amongst your competitors. It doesn't
Okay.
matter the location that you're in. It matters what you have. You can have pizza, for example, and be 30 minutes from my house. Why would I drive 30 minutes from my house when I'm passing 10 places on the way? Because the pizza tastes just that good, that I'm going to
Got it.
drive, that I'm going to go the extra mile because I know the service is going to be good. It could be a Pizza Hut, for example, and I passed 10 of them on the way to my favorite one because of the way it tastes, the presentation, the building is clean. When I pull up to park, I can find accessible parking. So the way in which your business, after you've identified that target audience, how do I present my business to you in such a way that it's going to cause you to call me and not my competitors?
Got it. Wow, that's really good because I think a lot of times when an individual is in business, like you have this great product and it's excellent, but just like I said, getting it in front of the right people. So you're saying one, your presentation needs to be amazing. I think
Mhm.
especially as a small business, your
Yes.
presentation just needs to be amazing. So okay, my presentation, but even before my presentation, how do I get the attention of that person before?
Mhm.
So either is it through marketing through social media or
Mhm.
marketing through flyers, and like kind of walk us through what that would look like. I'm brand spanking new. I haven't sold
Mhm.
anything to anyone. What does that
Mhm.
kind of look like?
So number one, it's basically telling the audience who you are. That
Mhm.
could be through a video, you guys. That could be through a nice banner. That can be through an awesome website, www dot whoever you are. And then what you want to do at that point, you might send out mail out marketing where you do
Okay.
a mass distribution of postcards. Hey, new business in the area, new hair salon. We have a special. People love specials. So in order to get that before you, use what you've got. Are you strong on Instagram, or do you know someone who's strong on
Use what
Instagram?
you got. I love that.
Use
Yes.
it. You
Yes.
got to use what you got because you can't use what you don't have. Whether if it's
Yes.
your team that's around you, you may not be strong in Instagram, Facebook, and the social media community, but someone on your team might be strong. Or there might be a
Yeah.
class or a seminar that you can attend that shows you how to push your business out with these vehicles. You're gonna need a vehicle. People are not, maybe 1%, but 99% of people are going to find you just by walking up on you. Oh my gosh, Pastor Sholanda, I'm in the Walmart and you're shopping for tissue. You do glitz and glam, huh? No,
right.
You're not going to get
that. Would be lovely.
There's no connection with glitz and glam and Walmart tissue aisle, right? So the way that we're going to acquire the customer is strategically placing our business in front of it. But you've got to place your business in front of the right customer. Everybody's business is not going to be a social media, Instagram, Facebook. Maybe you have a business of intimate wears where you message a couple wives and you say, hey, doing a little party. I want to show you some things that I have. Maybe you have the type of business where you're promoting a CD and you need young people to come to this concert, social distance, mask. You need them to come to this concert so that your CD can get out there, promotion can get out there. So depending on the service that you have to, after you identify who that market is, as you said in the front, Pastor Sholanda, now strategically, I have to find out who you are in the building I'm in, for example. Every door that I pass in the building that I'm in is a new business. So that's a new opportunity for me to create a banner for you, for me to create strategically getting your item in front of the correct person.
So kind of like seizing some opportunities. You said too a little bit earlier that you and your husband kind of just jumped out on faith, just kind of just decided to, because I know you and I have had several conversations. You have done so much work for me and my branding and marketing and business. And you're just saying that sometimes you just kind of just got to get out there and you just got to just go for it. You just got to jump. You just got to do it. Because you didn't start off there where you're at now at all.
No, I didn't. Not at all. It took lots of time, lots of education, and lots of redoing things. Don't be afraid.
So it's okay if you have to kind of go back and revamp some things or go back and kind of really look at the plan. Because I find myself having to take a moment and go back and re-look at the plan and say, okay, am I on task? Am I off task?
Yeah, you've got to evaluate that, because if you've been in business ministry, for a whole year and you aren't getting not one bite in the sea, you've been casting the fishing line out there and no one is biting for over 90 days, over 120 days, over 6 months, then it may not be the people, it may be your bait.
Wow.
Yeah, it may not be that the audience is out there. People are going to need what you have at some point in their life. They're going to need new business cards because I'm going to give out the last one and I'm going to need some more. They're going to need business cards. They're going to need flyers. They're going to need the gifts that you have to offer at some point in time. And so it's capitalizing and being consistent. Some people, Pastor Sholanda, after 6 months, if they feel it's not working and they done threw their whole self into it, I'm giving up. This is not working. Sometimes it's just a branding strategy where you got to change some colors. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a professional photo shoot because maybe your photos look a little blurry. Sometimes it's just a little bit of revamp that needs to happen, not closing down your business or your ministry completely.
Got it. Well, I think that's so encouraging how you can be so close. And you just kind of need to almost invest in your business and invest in yourself as well. What I found, and you can kind of correct me or not, part of the marketing strategy also is investing in not just your business, but investing in yourself and investing in the knowledge that you need to take your business to a new level. One thing I knew is that for what I do, I wasn't so savvy in the Instagram area. And you talked about that, learning that particular tool, because in this day and age, would you agree, those social media platforms are very, very important in our marketing strategy?
I believe they are very important because it's an opportunity to be able to reach a larger crowd at one time. When you post out about, hey, I got a new mug for sale, some things going on. If you send out postcards, you got one postcard that might reach one house that may have 5 or 6 people in it and potentially get a bite. But when it comes to social media, because so many people are on it, especially during this COVID time and the social distance, it's going to be an easier, more effective way for you to be able to reach the larger audience at one time. Does that mean sales? No, sometimes. Does that mean bites? No, sometimes. Sometimes they're inquiries. Well, I see that you do some awesome work. I'll keep you in mind for the future. You log that person's name and number, and guess what? In about 30 days, you give that person a call back. Hey, I saw that you saw my business on social media. I'm just checking back to see if you need anything. Okay, you don't need anything, but I'm here for you. So it's getting them to bite the bait, keeping that information, and then doing a reconnect, doing a reach out, because your business is not going to grow by you just sitting there posting per se. Posting is good, putting a little Instagram, putting a little video. You got to put some work behind that. Can I get a witness, Pastor Sholanda?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like it's that easy, but you are right. You got to put a little work behind it. So what was your push? Okay, so let's say you're in business for a while, and like you said, you're not seeing the results that you thought you would have initially seen. So what was that push that you decided that I'm going to stick with excellence? Although, like you said in the beginning, the news wasn't that great. You didn't have absolutely an excellent product, but what was that thing that kind of pushed you to kind of keep going?
Well, I think I realized that there was a need for my business. I heard someone say a while ago that you were created to solve a problem. And if you can find the problem and be the solution, there's money to be made. And so when I really looked at the core of what excellence does, there's always a market for people who need branding. There's new businesses that come out. There's new products that come out. So first of all, I had to establish in my mind, there's a need for me. I'm needed. I'm not just wanted in society. I just don't provide, a little bit of water, a little bit of scrub. There's a need from my business to be able to brand other businesses, because year after year, according statistically, there are hundreds and thousands of new businesses being started daily. So those new businesses are going to need branding. They're going to need websites. They're going to need promotional videos. So there's a need. So once I establish that mentally, there's a need for me. I'm not just out here haphazardly just casting out my bait. There's a need for me. But what I've got to consider and remember is that when someone grabs that bait and they call my company and they use my service, how can I make it the best service possible? If there was an error, how can I apologize? How can I not just acquire customers, but clients? Because a customer is going to come one time and go about their merry way, but a client is going to give me residual business. How can I get contracts and not just an invoice? How can I get a business to use me continually on a monthly basis where I have a guaranteed invoice that's going to be paid? That's how I add staff, because I got to pay staff, right, Pastor Sholanda?
You got to pay staff.
That's how my business, that's how my business is going to grow to more than just me. So now I have a team of designers. I have a team now because I was able to establish contracts that are paid monthly to guarantee that the team is going to be paid. So you're not just trying to acquire a customer, but a client.
Yeah, I think that is a awesome a customer versus a client. That's new to me. I like that term myself. So I think I'm gonna have to coin that and use that every now and then. But that is so important. So that means that it's so important for us to build relationship. Because I think that sometimes as a business owner, you're too busy dealing with the business end that we could lose sight of the relationship that needs to be built. Because if I feel like I am personal to that person, if I feel like they just care about me and only me, even though I know you might have other clients, building that relationship can contribute to as a marketing tool.
I believe what you're saying is so on point. You've got to make that person feel like they are the only person in the world. Is it all right if I use a little liberty on today, Pastor Sholanda? Is that all right?
You wasn't talking about me.
No, I'm gonna use a little liberty. I might step on a little bit of toes out here. So people are innately selfish. They're kind of concerned about you, but not too concerned about you. So what happens is, if you set up with me that you have this consultation, you need this video or you need this flyer and you need it by this date, that particular client, for lack of better words, it doesn't matter really that you sick and you got a headache and you got things going on in your life. This client want what they want and they want it now. And so with the services that you provide, what we've got to do sometimes is really, we've got to be relationship driven. But at the end of the day, this person will cut the relationship off real quick if they don't get the product that they were looking for. They will cut this relationship off in 2 seconds if they don't get what it is that they paid you for, and they want a refund, and they want to put a review on your page. And so with that said, I think when we do get a new client, when they do bite the bait, making them feel like they're the most important person in the world at that time, making them feel like their assignment is, I do have sickness going on. If you could be a little bit patient with me, relaying that to the customer is going to be very important, because they're really not concerned about what's going on in your private life. They're concerned about their product. They want it. They want the banner. I need my website up because I'm about to speak at a conference and I'm going to send people to the website. And if the website is not done, oh my gosh, they're on fire. And you just got to be the calm one in the middle of the storm and say, it's going to be all right. And you've got to lay aside personal stuff, and you've got to lay aside what's going on at the house. And what it is that you have to do is you have to focus in on that particular client.
Yeah. That's definitely so true. So true. I know. So give us a couple of pointers. I know you've been talking in general, but I think you have a couple of items that you can show us that we could use as part of our marketing strategy.
Yes. So when you are coming up with your marketing strategy, it's very important to have, it's very important to consider having some personally branded items. So for example, we have our excellence hats. If we're out there, putting things on the doors and, recognizing who we are, we have a jacket, business name on the back, a nice little candle with excellence on it. I've even decided while I'm stapling, I want to remember that I'm Excellence Marketing. We also have over here some bookmarks. When people order, we're able to put these bookmarks in their bag, and it basically lists all of our service that we're able to offer. We also have mailing labels. So when you receive mail from us, you can see that that's Excellence Marketing. We have thank you cards that we made and printed that we can fold, put your name inside and just say thank you for your business. And we also have our jumbo size bookmarks, people who are sitting here in person and they really want to see, so what all do you, I thought you just did business cards. What all do you do? I thought you just were able to pull out our services while they sit here, front and back, everything that Excellence does. And we also let them know if there's a service on there that you don't see, we can provide it custom for you. And so depending on the type of business that you have, your items, of course, would look a little different. If you have a hair salon, maybe it's the smock that goes around their neck that has the logo. Maybe the bottled water that you bring out has a little logo on it. So it's going to look different according to your business, but clients really love the fact that you've made things very clear to them who you are and your appreciation to them by taking the time to put your business on something. You don't have to label waters. You really don't, you really don't have to have on a hat while you're doing an install. But I think it does a disservice for you not to take advantage of every branding opportunity.
Yeah. So give us about 4 pointers. Teach us really quickly 4 pointers of a business and what we can do to market. Just 4 like simple pointers that we can use to market our business. And those items I think are just amazing because it makes you actually stand out. Okay, it is a bottled water, but it's a bottled water with my label on it. It's a bottled water representing who I am. So give us about 4 examples.
4 examples. Okay, so in order to have effective marketing, a few that I've already outlined, is make sure your branding is clear. So if your logo looks jumbled up to you, it looks jumbled up to others. If your logo,
give me an example of what that's like. So let's say I have a logo. Are you saying too many colors, or what should we look out for?
Yes. So with Excellence Marketing, the reason why we use a font that is we use the font that is very straight and there's a sans serif, which means it doesn't have the little ticks on the end. It's so that people are very clear as to who we are. If you are a nail salon and you have a nail dripping with color and the business name is in that color, you've got to realize you've got a nail in your logo, but will people really know who you are? You know, is there too much color in there? And if it is not clear to you, and especially those who are really close around you, it will not be clear to your target audience. So making sure that the branding is clear, and then the branding fits. Like all of the things that I just showed you wouldn't be appropriate for a nail salon. It wouldn't be appropriate for Glitz and Glam or KAZ Radio to have all that I just, showed you. So making sure that branding is clear and you use that in the most effective way possible per your audience, who you're trying to reach, because they may order from Glitz and Glam and it may come through the mail. You may invest more money and more of your budget into the way that the box look that it comes in. You want them to open it up and there might be some tissue paper with your logo all over the tissue paper, so you're going to invest quite differently because they're not physically like how they come into my office and sit here for consultation, so making sure you don't invest in the wrong area.
Let's stop right there for 1 second, just 1 second. So based on what what service you're providing or what product you're providing, you're saying that the marketing can be tailored based on, because I love that you use the example, even with Glitz and Glam. The way it look and packaging is very important because it's glitzy, it's glammy, it's an experience. Opposed to if I was getting something made for the church, it doesn't necessarily have to have all of that bling and all of that extra going on. So I love the fact that you're breaking down, taking consideration what your product is and what your service is, and put your marketing funds according to where it needs to be based on that. So I love that. So are we on number 2? Are we on tip number
2? Tip number 2 is have some type of budget.
Okay.
Have some type of budget for it. I mean, it doesn't have to be an extremely large budget for your marketing, but some type of budget. You're going to need an LLC. That's about $125. You're going to need, your EIN. Thank God the government gives that to you. A little bank account. Maybe start that with $50. You're going to need initially at least some business cards, maybe a website, but at least some business cards, a little flyer and a little logo, so if your budget is $10, it's not that you weren't called to start that business or ministry. It just might not be right now. Because what you do is when you throw $10 at that marketing company, you really do a disservice to yourself because you bring down the value of that company by trying to offer them pennies. And people are going to look at you like, oh my, they're coming my way. They got a couple pennies, but they not in my budget range and they keep on coming, so knowing what that marketing budget is, and it's all right if you have a smaller budget, but just getting what you can in that budget. So that would be tip number 2 is have some type of marketing budget.
Yeah. Wow. Marketing budget. That is so important because it's so vital to get your company out there. I think that's just excellent. You got to have something. Okay. So tip number 3, let's go.
Tip number 3, listen, folks can see. And so if for some reason you are marketing your business, you're going forward professionally and it's looking good, you cannot afford for crap to pass you by. You can't afford for, I said CRAP, you can't afford for a crappy design, a pixelated picture looking all crazy and fuzzy to pass by you and to get out there before the people. Because it will bring the image of your brand down. People see before they see. They really do.
Yeah, they
kind
do.
Of like our husbands, when our husbands was checking us out, they were looking at us first, before they went in for the kill. And so people see you guys investing in at least one photo shoot. And listen, can I take a little liberty for just a second? If your picture has drastically changed, I say this with all seriousness, I am not going to laugh. If for some reason you have either gained a lot of weight or lost an extreme amount of weight and you're using those same photos, that is not good for marketing, you guys. I'm talking about with all seriousness. People are going to laugh behind the scenes. People are going to be serious. But I'm really bringing this to you because people are going to say something, but they won't say it to you. So if for some reason you're advertising and you're a pastor, you're advertising business owner. And the reason why I do a photo shoot every month or two is because a sister is changing. I'm losing weight,
Right.
COVID, gained a little bit of weight, but you don't want the advertisement that you put out there to be so drastically different from when people see you, or you're advertising this awesome car cleaning business, extreme car cleaning, and you pull up and your car is louder than, you know, it's just really loud, and you open up the door and the door is falling off, but you got this postcard that says extreme cleaning, you know. So you want the way that it looked to be the way that it looks. So if for some reason things have changed in your life, be comfortable with that. Get a new photo shoot, get a new flyer. If you change the branding, but you didn't update it on your website, you didn't update it on your business cards, but you updated it on social media, there's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for the branding that you just put out. I'm looking for that when I go to your website. And I'm looking for that when I see your business card. So for some reason, some of you guys out there did an upgrade. You've got to upgrade it all around before you put it out there.
So on all platforms, everything needs to kind of look seamless all together.
They see before they see. People see before they see.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I think we are on tip number 4.
Tip number 4.
You said clear pictures, update our pictures no matter what happens. If I go and get a drastic haircut, I need to go to have a photo shoot.
Yes.
Making sure that my items are presentable. All right, let's go with number 4. This is some great information.
So the last one, number 4, you guys, you've got to follow through with the plan. Yeah, you've got to follow through, because life's going to hit you right in the middle of your plan. Do you know that life doesn't care about the fact that you made a plan? And life doesn't, I mean, life will rip up your business plan.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to take the pieces, Pastor Sholanda, and put them bad boys back together. Because life will happen, especially when you get focused. I got focused and decided to do the advice of Bishop T.D. Jakes. He is not my pastor. He's not in an inner circle. I just heard him on a YouTube several times say, put your whole self into something. I decided to put my whole self into something, and a national pandemic that has never happened before decides to happen right now. So I'm in my physical location looking around like, oh my goodness, I am all the way out here, and people are holding their money in because we don't know, you know, what's going to happen. Do I close up shop? Do I go back to my home office? What in the world do I do? Well, a sister decided to take those lemons and make some lemonade. I said, well, you know, I'm not going to take on a full staff right now. I'm going to do most of what I did at home. I'm going to still do, but I'm just going to do here at my office. So for the moment, it'll be me and another person. I can't take on a team, but we're just going to work it from there. When things got tough, and they really got tough, stay in contact with the person who's responsible at the building. Hey, I need a little bit of time to make that payment. Is that all right? But don't just ignore it. You know, I need a little time because, you know, financial things are going on. I'm not getting as many clients. Can I have a little bit of time to pay that bill that's due to me? Can I get a little time? But when things begin to pick up again, I was able to recover, and I was able to march on seamlessly. Like I didn't even miss a beat, because I decided to stay consistent. I decided to follow through with my plan, which was to not go back to my home. I want to be able to sit in person and do a consultation where you don't come to my house. So I need a physical look. I need a physical location. My shirts, my mugs, my whole branding department that I have on the other side of this wall, I needed a physical location. So I had to make up in my mind, am I going to be at the point of no return, or am I going to go back? So after 10 years of working at the house, I said, no, I'm not going to go back. We're just going to figure it out. So number 4 is follow through with the plan. And when life rips apart your business plan, put it back together.
Wow. That right there is literally a golden nugget, staying consistent, even when things don't really look like they don't look like the plan. So you've come up with the plan, but after a while, they don't look like the plan. And I think this pandemic has caused everyone to kind of restructure some things and reevaluate maybe how we do business. One thing that I found out that statistics have proved recently that there have been more businesses open during this pandemic time than ever before. People are like literally tapping into their creativity, creativity. They're really stepping out, like you said, stepping out on faith and understanding that I do have what it takes to succeed. I do have what it takes to make it happen. I am talented enough. I am gifted enough to definitely make it happen. And one thing about it that I love, like I said, I seen your transition. So I've seen your progression. Y'all have to go to the office. I actually went to the office. I got some work done. It provides a very professional feel. And I think that's also important too, to network with other entrepreneurs, other business owners, other small business owners, because what it does is I believe it is like iron sharpens iron. So when I go to your office, I feel like, okay, I'm doing my business. I'm in an office. I got an appointment. So I love what you're saying, that it was not just essential for you as a goal to have your office, but it was also important for me as a client, not a customer, as a client to come into your office and see the growth and have this professional encounter or consultation with someone that has been in my position, that has been where I am, but yet I can see the fruits of their labor.
And that's the only way, Pastor Sholanda, in which we're going to grow. We're not going to grow when it's just a me, myself, and I business or organization or ministry. Yes, you're preaching, you're teaching, you're offering, you're greeter, you're usher. Yeah, you're all things to all people, but that's not going to constitute growth. You know, in order for Jesus to grow his message in the earth, he took on people who he would impart his message to. So we can't be so selfish and so closed-minded about all this that I didn't put in for 10 years. I'm not going to share that with anybody. I've got to impart to somebody else what it is that I have. And Jesus decided to impart a piece of himself, an important part of himself, to the 12, and then an even more important part to the 3. And so in order for this business to become a marketing company that's going to be creating commercials for Ford and creating commercials and advertisements for universities, I've got to extend this beyond me. So I've got to trust. I've got to take on people without the idea of, oh my gosh, they're going to steal my clients. Oh my, they're going to come in and they're going to take all my that's a part of the journey too. And if they do that, then they have what's coming to them. But you can't live and grow like that. You can't grow like that.
So, okay, we got a few more minutes left. You talked about building a team. See, I think what it is that sometimes when we're looking at marketing, we look at just one aspect of it, the flyers, that type of thing, but building an actual team to support the business. Because like you said, and I'm realizing this in my business, that I can't be a team of one. And it was never God's intention for us to be solo, never at all. But how do I go about building that team that's going to contribute to my business and even the marketing aspect? So what should I look for? How does that look? Like, we're getting into some good stuff, really.
Well, you've got to determine if you're going to have someone who helps you or you're going to have an employee. You know, if you're going to have someone who you take on, who you literally do mugs and you place these jewels on these mugs and you do this machine right here, and that's your job. You've got to differentiate a team member partnership between a person who's just going to do work for you. So that person who's doing work for you could develop into a partner, but that person needs to prove themselves in one area before you give them the goods. You're not going to know all my behind the scenes stuff, and I just met you. You know, and you have nothing invested in the company. So even as you begin to take on more people, for those who are watching, give them a small task and see how faithful they are over that small task. Jesus gave the disciples little things to do. Let's see how you do with that. And then I'm going to bring you in and I'm going to give you more. And hopefully this can be a partnership. Hopefully, even though you are paid, you are on the clock, hopefully this can be a partnership where I have as much interest in this business as you, because I don't want to be carrying the whole load of this. And I've taken you on and I'm giving you what I'm giving you. And so with taking on those people, giving them a small task first and seeing how they handle your business in a very small way. How do they handle the small thing? before I'm going to give you something else.
Well, and that's just such I think that has a lot to do with character.
Yeah.
Has a lot to do with character. It has a lot to do with integrity. I'm really glad we touched on that, because what I found is that your business cannot grow if you don't have this team, if you don't start to trust in individuals, if you don't start to delegate, because you can become exhausted doing what it is that you're doing. And it's not that you're out of the will of God. It's not that your business doesn't work, but you have to have the ability to delegate some things in your life, because your business is one aspect of your life. So I love that. I love that. One thing I noticed when I did go to your office, that you have one of your daughters working for you.
Woo!
Yes,
yes. Building legacy. Yes. And I put their pictures on the wall here just to remind them that I'm building a team.
Yeah.
This is a team effort. I call myself the team lead. Don't call me your boss, even though we got the boss lady shirts and things like that. But I'm your team lead. And together as a team, we are going to rise. And together as a team, we're going to fall. So I think it's important when building that legacy, if you do have someone in your inner circle, whether that be a child, your spouse, a cousin, an uncle, someone that you trust that you can bring along in the business, that's always a blessing when you can have someone that you know and trust to come along.
Yeah. That's absolutely, I think it takes the load off of everything it is to build a business, or to market a business, or to brand a business, to have people in it with you, and to have people that not just support you financially in purchasing your product, but that is in the back end supporting the vision, supporting what it is that God has called you to do. One thing about it, I think that if you can, you talked about supporting the vision. What I found that individuals that can support the vision will eventually have the ability to have their own vision come to pass when they can support the vision. So it's just so much into the entrepreneurship world. There's so many different aspects into the entrepreneurship world. So I am so excited, like I said, to have you on here. And I've seen your journey back and forth and the ups and downs. And I like the fact that we're talking about the realness of it. We're talking about the realness of what it looks like to build a business or to run a church. At the end of the day, there is still a business aspect behind anything that you do, whether you're having a product or you're a service or anything of that nature. There still is a business aspect connected to it. So we got about 15 minutes left. I want to do like a call to action. Tell us a little bit about also you guys implementing a new part of your business, which is the photos, the photo shoot. So I know you guys offer the photo shoot. So you tell us a little bit about the photo shoot and where we can find you and how we can have the opportunity to sit in your seat like I had the opportunity to.
Yes, you guys, our website is www.excelmarketing1.com. That's XCELL marketing, the number one.com, as well as you can call our office Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to about 4 p.m. at 216-331-5800. We'd love to do a photo shoot with you, a video promo. Those are new sectors to our company that we have added because I believe it's important to continue to grow. We have personalized items, branding, websites, digital, but in order to make all of those things happen, many times you just need a good photo. And so the photo shoots have been very successful, you guys. Every week we're having 1 to 2 photo shoots right now. They're professional. We have an awesome team member that takes your photos. Her name is Emma Eschler.
Yes,
and we're
I
very
met
excited.
her.
Emma's amazing. Emma's amazing. Boost your team, you guys. When you have an opportunity to boost who's with you, boost them, talk about them. Emma is truly amazing in her book layout skills. We are receiving new authors, Pastor Sholanda, almost every week now. More people wanting to publish their books.
Talk about that aspect because this the marketing part, but you also do books and the whole nine. I don't even know the proper terminology because I don't do those. So tell us a little bit about that. And like I said, tell us how can we set up an appointment? I know you got the phone number. Should we call to set up an appointment or can we email you or how long is the consultation?
Please call us, you guys. Please give us a call. We'd love to have you here in the office for a free 30-minute consultation. We'd love to have you in person here. We can do Zoom as well, especially with what we're going through with COVID. We can create an appointment with you that is contactless. We can do that as well. But we would love to publish your book. We'd love to set up your photo shoot. And most importantly, for those who are listening, understand that marketing is not an overnight, one word type of experience. It's really sitting down and honing in on what it is that you're doing and finding the need, finding your niche, finding out your place in that particular sector that you are in. So the call to action on today is to take action right now. Give us a moment to get off the live before you call, because the phone gonna ring. But
Yes,
in about 5 to 10 minutes or so, give us a call here at the office. I am here to answer your call. We also do audio visual, Pastor Sholanda, how individuals have lower thirds on the screen, how people bring people on video and they have a logo in the corner and they transition in and out while they're interviewing, while they're in church service. It's called audio visual operator. We are also audio visual operators. So
let me jump in really quickly. So is that like when you see individuals on Facebook or on lives and like their logo is at the bottom and things of that nature? You guys provide that service?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We will sit in the background. We will allow lower thirds to fly in. We have the software, you guys. So there's nothing that you have to download. You just log into the platform with your guest and we can literally shoot you out there to your audience. We can take care of logo. You just take care of the interview, kind of how we're conversing like this. You take care of that aspect. We'll take care of the video. We'll take care of your lower thirds and your logo and proper name spelling and all of that. So that's another sector that we recently, in the past few months, just got into. So very excited to do that as well. So give us a call, because we're so many things that we do. I know we have something that you would need, something that you would need.
Now, that aspect right there just blessed me all together. Because if you're a person like me, I am not really, I'm not technology and all that good stuff. I can move around, but that part of things as a business owner, I really don't even want to learn that. I'd rather somebody else do it, and I'd rather I concentrate on the area that I'm graced in instead of trying to do everything. So as a business owner, I can call you and say, hey, I'm going to be going live such and such day. This is what I want to be on the screen. This is how I want my YouTube channel to look. So you guys can do the YouTube channel, all of that good stuff. And then that allows the individual to be creative as they want to be without having to take on the task of having to manage it. Because that's exhausting,
really good. And that's really good, understanding and knowing in your business what you're strong at and what you're not. Some people that sit in my chair, Pastor Sholanda, they need a whole overhaul. They've done their own business cards. They've done their own website. And while that worked for a moment, to get to the next level, sometimes you got to use the expertise in that area. You can't do everything on your own for too long, if you're going to grow anyway. You can do some things on your own for a moment, but you, in utilizing another business to do something, you are supporting another business. You're supporting a minority, female-owned, proud business. When you decide to let somebody else do it. I am not about to sit here, Pastor Sholanda, and put no jewels on this particular little item, because that's going to drive me crazy.
Right.
But I'm going to get Pastor Sholanda to sit at her little table, and she going to beautify it, and she going to put names on the pens.
Just as excited about it.
And just excited about it. But the thing that you do amazing will drive someone else crazy, which shows there's a need for your business. There is a need for your business, and utilize the person that has that strength. If the person has that strength and that expertise, certainly utilize them. And when you spend funds with that company, you support another small business owner. It's not all about, oh, well, I could take that 20. No. You're supporting another business owner when you decide to partner and say, hey, I'm not real strong in that area. Let me let you do that. Instead of watching 50 million videos to figure out how to get this done, let me just hire somebody who's able to do this for me.
And one thing, we got to close in a couple of minutes, but one thing I also noticed is that the fact that when you take care of the marketing and the branding aspect, it adds such value to your business that you'll start to see the residual income come in, which will allow you to be able to afford the continual marketing. So sometimes it's like we're thinking that we can't afford a particular aspect, but in reality, we can't afford not to have it.
Oh, that's good. We
We can't
not.
afford not to have it, because in order to properly grow, we must invest in this area. And once we invest in this area and we market and people see who we are, then what happens is that the residual income comes in and we can be able to afford whatever it is that we need to increase our business. So for the last couple of minutes, just give us something that you would encourage any small business owner right now concerning their marketing. Just give us a little tidbit of something.
Listen, you guys, start somewhere. If you don't have a logo, you've got your answer. You need a logo. If you are taking your business to the next level and you have a logo and you've got some branded items but no website, you need a website. If for some reason things in your life have changed physically and you are using old photos, if people are asking you to come speak and you're sending 5-year-old photos, 8-year-old photos, you need a photo shoot. So sometimes what you need, it's not really rocket science. It's not something you've got to really dig down in the books and pull stuff up. Sometimes what you need to do next is right there in front of you. What else could help my business? Wow, I have a logo, I have a website, but I have nothing branded. I have no business card. I don't have a polo with my logo on it. People don't even know who I am when I'm walking through the stores. So finding out what that is that you need and really going forward with that. Don't sit there and just watch another Facebook Live. Don't sit there and just tune in another day and get information on what to do and not do it. You know, the power is in hearing and doing, hearing and doing.
Wow. We thank you so much, Pastor Sharina, longtime friend, for coming on and schooling us as to what we need as far as our marketing. Thank you for sharing your journey with us as well. I believe that is truly going to encourage other inspiring entrepreneurs. You can definitely, if you are interested in coming on, sharing your story or giving us some information about your business, please contact Pastor Teresa at 216-916-9270. Give her a call. You also can go to the website to go and info@newbeginnings.com. If you are interested in coming on and partnering and finding out more information about the Christian networking entrepreneurship. So we thank you guys for tuning in. We really hope that this really encouraged you. We want to thank Pastor Teresa for allowing her vision to come explore, allowing us to be part of her vision, allowing us to see that there is a need for a platform for small businesses and stepping out on faith and having this particular network so we can find out information, we can grow our business, and we can do whatever it is needs possible to be who God has called us to be. I'm going to end you with, if you are not networking, you are not working. We will see you soon, and thank you for tuning in.
God bless you guys.